Hello, and welcome to Nosy Bystanders Show. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. Okay, so today is day 3 of the trial, okay, with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. And honey, the internet was set ablaze when they found out that our good girl Kelsey got immunity. Okay, so we're going to go over that by going over the Twitter threads of two court reporters, one by the name of Megan, funny enough, and the other by the name of Jamie. Megan works for Law and Crime, and Jamie works for the Los Angeles Times. So we're going to get into both of theirs because even though they're saying the same thing, they are reporting it from sometimes there's like little anecdotes with little different bits and pieces in it. Okay, so I want to get into that. But first, let's see who's all in the building. I'm freezing. First, let's see who's all in the my hands. I'm like, they're like prunes and they're ashy. First, let's see who's all in the building. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start from the top, okay? Because this is the only story we're talking about. There are no other stories. We are just focused on this story, okay? Uh, hello, oh 07, oh 71. He came in hot with a thick comment. You just supposed to say hello when you come into the building. 075 says, Kelsey, Megan, just like I said yesterday, and you and your platform thought I was just talking up because he's a dude. I thought the show was about facts because anybody can see Megan ain't a liar. Well, thank you. Thank you for that, 075. Hello, Sheree. Hello, Cammy on the go. Hello, Kayla. Hello, Kimo. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Jersey Girl. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Brown Delight. Hello, Quinta. Quinta says, hey, cousins. Y'all are my first and second and third nosy cousins on my mama's side. Get the Hennessy. Let's get to the table because we need to talk. Girl. Hello, Chocolate Bay. Hello, Shan. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Amber. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Tree Tips. Tree tips is in this nosy house. Listen, you got some competition because there's other two other trees who will peruse our show from time to time, so you got a little competition. Hello, Phyllis. Hello, Miss Me Beauty. Hello, Ro Thomas. Hello, Yvette. Hello, Ro. Hello, Jared. Hello, Denisha. Hello, Denisha. Denisha says, hey, Chief and cousin. Wow, we all cousins, huh? See, we are the cousins on the mama side because we fun, but we'll check you when you need to be checked, right? Not you, Denisha, but anybody who comes in this way, right? But yes, we are nosy cousins. This from Dara says, nosy, we ain't got time for hellos today. Get straight to it. We got to say hello. We got to say hello. You guys watch the show and you're the you guys are the nosy bystanders. I'm just the chief. So there's a difference, right? So I have to say hello. We got to see who's in the building. Hello, Lollipop. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Rogia Cunningham. Hello, how you doing today? Hello, BB. Hello, Triple Leo. Hello, Brianna. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, PDC. Hello, AC. Hello, Brianna again. Hello, BB. Hello, Miss Me Beauty. Hello, Jerica. I'm scroll to the bottom because I think y'all be tired of my salutations. I know y'all not in here trying to argue with my salutations. Okay, let me just get started. Hello, Socialite Small. I ain't seen you in a while. Where you been? Hello, Andrew, all the way from Facebook. I'm shocked y'all made it over here. Y'all full of mess and drama and ghettofication. I'm just be shocked when people from Facebook make it over here. Y'all be in your own drama with your drunk cousins talking about what her baby father didn't do. So I just be shocked when y'all grace us with with y'all presence, Andrew. Hello, Tasha. Hello, Brianna. Hello, Joshie. Hello, Latoya. Hello, Lioness Queen. Hello, Lil Nita. Hello, Mary. Hello, Jacqueline. Okay, Facebook coming through. So all the way from Maryland. Hello, Gina. Okay, you guys. And also, sorry, I just saw your hello nosy by nature. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, this is day 3 of the Megan Thee Stallion trial. You can timestamp it 4:13 when Stephanie stops keying and starts getting serious. Okay, so I'm going to start with this thread. It's a nice hefty thread. So let's begin. So Megan Kuniff, our court reporter, says, good morning from Los Angeles. We're not going to read all those salutations. She's basically showing you that she has a pass to get in there. And it says the people versus Daystar Peterson. So we're going to scroll down where all the meat and potatoes get in here. Okay. So she begins, excuse me. She said prosecutors Andrew Bolt and Kathy Ta arrived at the courthouse a few minutes ago for the third day of the trial. And then she says, I'm still out here waiting. She's a little confused why it's starting so late, blah, 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 blah. She references this woman with the giant afro, and she says that excuse me, he was talking to Tory. She was talking to Tory Lanez, so no one really knew who she was, whether she was a attorney, a paralegal, or a family friend. So it says here that Kelsey was struggling with the deputy DA, Kathy Ta, asked her about Tory threatening to pew pew her while she was in the Escalade. Oh, it was an Escalade truck. Before Megan exited and was pew pewed, she did not want to answer that question. So Kelsey started off out the gate immediately not wanting to answer questions. Now, prior to that, we did find out that Kelsey did receive what is called used immunity, and so that's what she received. So it means that anything that she says while testifying cannot be used against her in order to facilitate a indictment against Kelsey. So we know that. Now it says Kelsey asked the judge, Hereford, do I have to answer that question? After the prosecutor asked her, the judge said, yes, you actually don't have to answer it. The prosecutor came back and says, what did he do and what did he say? Kelsey answered, can I take my fifth? The judge allowed Kelsey to consult with her attorney, Daniel Nadani, privately. They returned to the witness stand moments later, but Kelsey, again, didn't want to answer what the prosecutor had asked her about Tory threatening to pew pew her. The criminal implications Kelsey is facing here are non-existent. The prosecutor said this morning that they are not going to charge her with the crime. And that question wasn't one that was generally would draw incriminating statements by her, but she really did not want to answer it. Now, I find that strange. I'm going to just pause right here really quick. I find that strange. You know for a fact, you've talked to your attorney, you've talked to the prosecutor. They said, just answer the questions. Why did she not answer them? Why did Kelsey not answer the questions? Like, you're not going to be implicated. They told you that. They made it abundantly clear. You are not going to be implicated in any of this. So why is she refusing to answer anything? That would be my question to you guys. This is from Melanin. It says Kelsey is hiding something. She hiding something. Okay. She hiding something. This from 076 says she can't cause she her. Now, we're going to get to that statement here. Okay, we're going to get to that statement. We're going to get to that statement because lower down the line, after lunch or after they had their lunch break, Kelsey stated that she didn't do the do. Okay, that's according to Kelsey. Kelsey says she didn't do the do. She didn't. But do we believe that? I don't know. Let's continue. Tory, that is correct. Tory did say that she did not, but then again, who knows? Now, I talked to a mutual of mine today because she had a theory, and I kind of believe it. I feel like this is a setup by Rock Nation. I think Rock Nation, I think Tory's people, I think Kelsey, I think they're all in cahoots. They all know what happened, and this is a way for them to discard Megan. I hate to say it, but it's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. Let me get back into the testimony. Let me zoom. Let me blow my screen up. Okay. Ooh, wrong one. Okay. Is this the right one? Yep. Okay. So she goes on to say that the prosecutor asked Kelsey having to testify in front of Tory and whether that bothered her and about her not wanting to be there. Kelsey said, I don't know. It don't bother me. She said, I just don't want to be here. Then they took a break. And then our court reporter says, I imagine we'll hear more from Kelsey after the break, which will be around 1:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, our court reporter says the prosecutor had a recording, I think that's what she means, had a recording of a previous interview with Kelsey in which she talked about Tory threatening to pew pew, and she asked if she could use it to try to refresh Kelsey's memory on the witness stand, but Kelsey's answer didn't legally allow for it. For typical recollection refreshments, the witness indicates to the lawyer that yes, if you show me that, my memory might be refreshed. But Kelsey didn't say anything like that to the prosecutor, so she clearly doesn't want to talk about it. So what they're saying is that when Kelsey was like, oh, I don't know, the prosecutor said, Can I refresh your memory by playing this recording from September? Kelsey said nothing. She didn't say yes. She didn't say no. She doesn't say anything. So the prosecutor can't play the recording. Kelsey knows exactly what she's doing. I would like to know who Kelsey's attorney is and if they have a connection to Tory Lanez attorneys. They knew. Kelsey's attorney knew that when she refused to answer a question, the prosecutors were going to ask her to use something to help refresh her memory. They knew that. And by Kelsey not responding, it cannot allow the prosecutors to play the recording. So they can't play it because Kelsey didn't say anything. She knows exactly what she's doing. She is trying to testify for the prosecution in connection to getting the immunity to not implicate herself, in connection to helping Tory Lanez. It's very clear, and it doesn't take a legal eagle to figure that out. It does not. It does not take a legal genius to figure out Kelsey is mum's the word. And she is refusing to talk. I want to know what backdoor deal she got. Did she get a record deal? Did she get signed to new management? Did she get hush money? What? Something. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh no, Kelsey's just ignorant of what the Fifth Amendment rights. She's not ignorant to that. Kelsey has an attorney who explained to her what invoking her Fifth Amendment right meant. So she's not going to be like, oh, I don't know what's happening. She didn't walk in there without an attorney. What does she need an attorney for? I think she did. You said, why get immunity and get up there and not talk? The only reason why you would get immunity and not talk is because you don't want to implicate your friend. Who is she besides Megan's friend? Megan's friend. Megan met her in college when Megan was in college. Remember, Megan graduated last year before last with her bachelor's, and that's where she met Kelsey. Tory / someone paid Kelsey to cast reason. Heck yeah. Being that Kelsey's the only witness to everything. Let's get back into her reporting. So our court reporter, Megan, to not confuse the two, continues and says, I think we'll hear more about what's happening at the Kylie Jenner house when Tory Lanez lawyers cross-examined Kelsey. But Kelsey did clarify for the court that she had nothing, that she did clarify with the court what was happening at Kylie's house. The night was not a party. And she made sure that was clear, that it was just a get together, which we don't care. Because did Kylie Jenner pay Kelsey to say that, right, for implications? Because they were gathering during the COVID lockdown. So I don't know why would that was even clear. Kelsey steadfastly reminded the prosecutor of that throughout the exam. So the prosecutor would call it gathering instead of a party. Why was that important for Kelsey to reiterate to the prosecutor that it wasn't a party? It was just a gathering. There's something about that. And I don't know if the prosecutors picked it up yet. I don't know what implications that has, but why can you not remember nothing else, but you make sure to tell the prosecutor, no, it wasn't a party, it was a get together? Why is that important? And does that have anything to do with Kylie? It was 2 years ago. So what does it matter? What does it matter if it was a party or a kickback or what, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to name it. What does that matter? What does that matter? I don't know. You said, where's the driver? Is he a witness? I don't know. There is no list of, the court reporters did not give us a list of witnesses. So I have no idea if he's going to even testify. No clue. And I couldn't even speculate whether he was. Can they make Kylie testify? They could, right? She was there when everything broke out and broke down. So I don't know why they didn't call her. She might be. Again, we don't know because no one published the witness list. I don't know why. Most court reporters do before the case. Like normally, if this was court TV, I would already have the list of witnesses, right? And then I'd be like, okay, on Thursday, Kylie's gonna testify. On Friday, Megan's going to testify. On Thursday, I have no witness list, so I have no idea. Kylie could. It was her house. Her house is where everything went down. So it's reasonable to believe that Kylie Jenner could be, brought to testify. It's possible. This from Z Bradley says, can the prosecutor ask bank statements to see if she received 1 million or any large sum of money? Only if they are prosecuting her. They can't just go digging into your bank statements. Only if the prosecutors have reasonable suspicion to charge Kelsey. If they don't, they can't just go digging through your financials, even as a witness, even as a subpoenaed witness, even as a subpoenaed witness with immunity. They can't just go digging through your financials. In order to dig through your financials, you need a warrant. You need a warrant. And to get the warrant, you got to issue an indictment. So they don't have that. They don't even have that against Kelsey. So even if Kelsey did get $1 million in cold hard cash, right? Prosecutors don't have her as a suspect. So there's no reason to even dig through her. If they have reason to believe, they could. Depends on how this case goes. Okay, let me get a couple more of your questions. We're going to continue. This from Jared says, Kylie was the best lawyers she can get out of being a witness. Could possibly. That's quite possible. Who's Corey? I don't know who that is. This is from Andersley says, I'm sure he gave her cash. He ain't that dumb. Come on now. You know he gave her some money. Let's be for real. Okay, let's be for real. Okay. So our court reporter Megan continues and says that Kelsey also recounted some of what happened at Kylie's house just before she left with Megan and Tory. She says, I'm sorry, can I cuss? Kelsey asked the prosecutor. The prosecutor says yes. She says, she's like, B, we got to get the F up out of here. Quoting Megan. Regardless of Kelsey invoking the Fifth Amendment, then being granted immunity, judges don't just allow Fifth Amendment pleas for question. Please, no questions asked. Judge Hereford had to have discussed this in the morning, but the way things are working out in the Los Angeles County Superior Court, any member of the public hoping to see that is out of luck. Megan continues, says, I'm back on the 5th floor. This was her long break. She had a break. I'm back on the 5th floor with Judge Hereford. And then she says this. She says, Tory's lawyers admits Megan was pew-pewed, but says that Kelsey was the one who did it. This was a bombshell. Megan, our court reporter, never elaborated on where that was from, whether that was in the courtroom or if it was in the hallway and it was just like lawyer chit-chat. But she says that. That's what she says. And she never elaborated on it. But I'm going to read the tweet again. She says, I'm back on the 15th floor, lined up to get into Judge Hereford's courtroom for more testimony from Kelsey Harris and Tory Lanez criminal trial over the shooting. She says, Tory's lawyers admits Megan was pew-pewed, but they say Kelsey is the one who did it. She never elaborated. She goes on and says, let me blow my screen up. She goes on and says, we are on a break after a slow testimony with Kelsey, and that could be described as combative if she wasn't also so stoic. She says that she told prosecutors things in September's interview with them that weren't true. But yes, she also testified that she is not the one who pew-pewed Megan. Tory is conferencing with his lawyers on the bench across from me in the hallway. And then she talks about his son. He looks happy-go-lucky. Okay. She says Kelsey's testimony is going to take some time to really explain in an article because her denials were also mixed with admissions that corroborated key details the prosecutor was trying to get in, such as Tory offering Megan $1 million. Judge Hereford ended the trial today and pressed Kelsey about the aftermath of the pew-pewing, Tory's apologetic phone call, her meeting with him, and it wasn't going anywhere. Kelsey will be back tomorrow to continue direct examination at 10:30. They're not playing with her. They're not playing with Kelsey because Megan was all and done in 45 minutes. And I know for a fact the prosecution is completely upset with Kelsey. You're playing in their face. They gave you used, is it used immunity? I forget what it's called. I think it's called used immunity. They gave you a potentially immunity, and then you're telling them, oh, I don't remember, or I don't recall. And then they're asking you, can we help you jog your memory? You're just sitting there in silence like, Unless you answer, they cannot play the recordings from September that implicates Tory. So you're just going to sit here and play, crazy, 14 karat gold crazy, as my sister would say, or no, 13 karat gold crazy, because 13 karat is not a thing. 13 karat gold crazy. And now they're going to bring you back tomorrow because they're going to grill it in. They're not even letting the defense even cross-examine her yet. They said, we're going to go back in there tomorrow with Kelsey. They're not playing with her. Tomorrow's going to be a big day for testimony, because I want to see the true prosecutors come out on Kelsey. Let me get to some of your comments. This is from Melanin. Melanin says, Kelsey's going to come back tomorrow and still not talk. We'll see about that. Kylie stepdad, what's that mean? This from Larry Smith says, Megan also told so many lies. She told one lie, and she already explained it, that she was protecting Tory. That is the only lie that Megan Thee Stallion told. That's it. That's it. Now, do I believe that Megan and Kelsey were fighting? Yes, but Megan was never asked that in all those subsequent interviews she did with Variety and the Good Morning America. She never ask that because no one knew that that was a detail. Nobody knew that was a detail that Tory Lane's defense was going to bring into the case. That were you tussling with Kelsey? So you can't say she lied about it. Did she omit it? Yeah, she omitted it. She never said anything about it. But it's not a lie. She just didn't bring up that detail. Does that make sense? You said, I like 13 karat gold. 13 karat gold crazy. This from Beam. Beam says, will they force her to testify? She has to testify. She doesn't get a choice. They're not done with her yet. So she's going to testify. Now, does she have to speak? The short answer is no, she doesn't have to speak. But they're going to continuously grill her and grill her and grill her. And then you're going to get objection, 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 because she cannot continuously, she cannot, I don't know how far she can go with that Fifth Amendment. But she gonna push it. She gonna push it. She gonna push it. Oh, Corey is Kylie's stepdad. Oh, he gonna testify? Was he at the party? I guess he was he always be everywhere. This is from Jared says, what about her saying that she didn't sleep with Tory? Her saying that, I don't remember her saying that. You got to send me a clip. But if she did say she didn't sleep with him, that's her business, you guys. Her sleeping with him doesn't have anything. Actually, it's got a lot to do with this case. I can't even say that. No, you're right. I mean, if she said it, show me where she said it. Send me an article, send me a clip, send me a tweet, send me something before I can give you my opinions on why she said that. Does that make sense? Because I've never heard her say that she never slept with him. Okay, so that's just me. This from Chemo says, Megan also lied about sleeping with Tory. She told many lies. Okay, that's 2. That's not many. I don't know if they taught you that in grade school, but many means more than 4. Okay. And even then, that's just a bunch. Okay. This from Lady A says, I don't get how you want to protect a dude that's just, you guys, again, you guys are asking these philosophical questions to someone who identifies me as an analyst and a researcher. I am not a board certified clinical psychologist, nor do I pretend to be one. I do not know why women or men or children or the elderly protect people who harm them. That question is for a clinical psychologist, because I'm sure it has something to do with trauma and all kinds of other stuff. It ain't got nothing to do with us over here. So that is not an excuse for anything. You cannot continuously use that as like, I don't believe her. You guys, it's 2022. As much information as we know about victims of violence and traumatic things that happen to them, there's about 20 million case studies about people who protect their accusers. Give it a rest, okay? Give it a rest and move on to another detail of this case. All right? Just give it a rest. Y'all gonna have to give it a rest. Y'all gonna have to give it a rest, okay? You just gonna have to give it a rest. Find something else to talk about. All right. This from Larry. Larry says Megan lied that her and Tory was not having sex to Gail. I don't know why she did that. I got to see the clip. I got to see it. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I just got to see it. And again, you're going to have to give me time to process that clip to see, does it pertain to her case? I think it does. Even if she did lie about not sleeping with him, right? She obviously didn't know what his defense was going to be, right? His defense is that she got out of the car because her and Kelsey got into it. And his defense is that she beat up Kelsey, and I guess Kelsey was the pew-pewer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why she would lie about sleeping with him, you guys. I don't know why she would, but it does weigh heavily on her case. Not the lying part about sleeping with him, but it there's a number of reasons why she would lie about sleeping with him, right? Because she didn't want it to be implicated that she was being messy, that she was sleeping with him, right? That she was I don't know, you guys. I don't know that part. Again, that seems like a clinical psychologist answer, like, why would you lie about sleeping with someone? I don't know. But it does have an overarching approach to her case, right? Because if Tory's series of events is correct, right? That he exposed her in front of Kelsey, and that's what ensued and that led to the altercation. Again, it doesn't matter if she lied about sleeping with him or not. It didn't warrant her getting shot in the foot. Does that make any sense to anyone? Even if Megan says, I didn't sleep with him, but then she finally admits it on the stand. Yeah, we had a sexual relationship, but it wasn't exclusive, right? What does that matter? I know people are out here saying, she's a liar, she's this, she's this. I get it. Right? She could have lied about stepping on glass. She lied about sleeping with Tory, but no one is explaining the bullet part. And this is the part I'm not really getting. It's like, okay, she's a liar. She's a horrible, habitual liar. Did that warrant her getting shot? Because no one has seemed to get to that part yet. You just keep talking about how she's a liar. Okay, but connect it for me, because there's a bit missing. Connect it for me. Connect it. Please, somebody. I'm asking you. I'm desperately asking you. Even if she lied about the relationship, even if she lied about the glass in her foot, right? Because she explained that she was explaining that she was trying to protect Tory. How does that equate to the bullet? Explain the bullet. I'm more than welcome to listen to it. Just explain the bullet part. No one wants to do that. So I think people who keep saying she's a liar, she's this, she's this, it's because you guys enjoy the fact that she got shot. That's the only thing I can equate it to. I can't equate it to anything else because no one else is explaining it. So anytime that you guys go out there and lie to your spouse, expect a bullet in your foot. That's all I can tell you. Expect a bullet in your foot, because if Megan can get one, so can anyone else. It says it's not Megan's case, it's the state of California. It is her case. You guys don't understand. She has a lot riding on this case. If Megan does not clinch a conviction in this case, her career is over. That's abundantly clear. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Her sexual behavior is not the issue. It's not. It's just another reason for hoteps and pick-me's to pick apart Megan. That's it. That's it. That's all. There's no other reason for it, and no one can explain it. This from Andre Carr. Andrea, I hope I say that right, says, nothing that the girl did warranted being shot. Kelsey should be charged with perjury and obstruction of justice for taking that bribe. If she did, there's no proof that she did, but it's giving bribe. It's very much giving bribe. This from Chemo says, you cannot believe beyond a reasonable doubt someone who is a liar. What does that have to do with that? It does not. Listen, even if she's lying, you still have yet to explain in the comment section the bullet. Just explain it. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not. Okay, she's a liar. I got it. Here, today on the Nosy Bystanders live show, Megan Thee Stallion is the liar, and that's the theory we're going to go with and the entire live stream. Explain the bullet. That's it. I'm not asking a lot. Just explain it. How did it get in her foot? And why? If you cannot explain it, then you are a supporter of domestic violence against women. It's that simple. It's that simple. You could say liar, you can call her this, you can call her industry rat, you can call her whatever you want to call her. If you are using all of those suppositions, right, to support this narrative that, well, she deserved a bullet in her foot, then you support abusers and you support people who inflict violence against women. You're going to have to own up to that. It's that simple. If you say, I don't support violence against women, then stop coming in the comment section sounding crazy. Period. We already explained this yesterday if you didn't watch the live show yesterday, but Marcy, I don't think you were here yesterday, so I'm explaining it to you again. So according to Megan Thee Stallion's testimony, I wish I had a little toy car. This would be a lot easier with a demonstration. So according to Megan Thee Stallion's testimony, what's his name? Tory Lanez was, if this is the door of the car, he was standing on the outside of the door of the car, pew-pewing, and Kelsey was in the car. So if you understand what gunshot residue does, it's a cast, right? So because of so much force, it will cast some of the powder residue in the closest vicinity it can. That's just how force works. If that's confusing to you, you might have to take a lesson in physics. I can't explain physics to you. I can't explain force, trajectory, or none of that stuff. But that's what the gunpowder residue do. It was not, and I'm going to repeat myself, it has not been explained in court that Kelsey had gunpowder residue on her hands. It only said she had gunpowder residue on her, okay? So it could have been anywhere on her. If she was in the car at the time that that gun was discharged, then it is reasonable based off of science that she would have gotten residue on her, not her hands, just on her. Okay, I hope that explains that. Perfect. Okay, let me get some more of your questions, and then let me see if we finished this thread with Megan. No, we didn't. Okay, so Megan goes on to say, let me make sure my screen is blown up so you guys can see it. Megan, the court reporter, I want to clarify that, goes on to say that Judge Hereford ended the trial and Kelsey's going to be back Tuesday. It says, or she's going to be back on Thursday. Tory's apologetic phone call and her meeting with him, it wasn't going anywhere, and Kelsey will be back tomorrow. It says Tory Lanez. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Okay, so it says Tory Lanez leaving the courthouse holding his 5-year-old son. It's just a little tiny clip. And it says Tory Lanez shook hands with his lawyer, George DeCina, before leaving. And he'll be back in the courthouse tomorrow with Kelsey. It says, one thing I really wanted to know more about is why Judge Hereford allowed Kelsey to plead the fifth. Judges have to determine if a person is actually facing a possible criminal consequences. Perjury doesn't count. The immunity the DA's granted Kelsey doesn't cover that. Deputy DA Kathy Ta underscored the lack of real criminal consequences for Kelsey over the shooting by incorporating her into the questioning, pressing Kelsey about who she was trying to protect and why she was worried about incriminating herself. In addition to pushing a witness who didn't seem to have much to offer, the prosecutor was showing why a lot of judges wouldn't allow Kelsey to plead the fifth. Prosecutors obviously have zero interest in any sort of criminal charges against Kelsey. And then she said here, in the Superior Court, judge held a multi-day hearing to determine if Michael, oh, that's another story. Sorry about that. So it says here, there very well could have been a legitimate legal reason for Kelsey pleading the fifth that was discussed with the judge in the morning. But given that the prosecutor's question that implemented Kelsey has no reason to fear for incriminating herself, I'm very curious as to what that means. Then she said here, this tweet was just made 34 minutes ago. So dang, because Kelsey's fifth plea didn't affect her testimony because prosecutors gave her immunity to testify, but it all struck me as unnecessary. And given the trash coverage of this trial, any talk of pleading the fifth and getting immunity is going to cause a crapstorm of malicious speculation. And she's right, it is. She's right. So listen, Megan at Law and Crime, we appreciate your coverage, but leave the speculation to the bloggers, okay? Because we gonna speculate, okay, honey? We ain't got time for that. We gonna speculate till we blue in the face. We don't care. We gonna speculate till high hell. And that's just what we do, right? We just speculate. So it's fun. Let me get some more of your comments. She said, educate them, Chief. I'm doing my best. This is from Alyssa says, say that louder. Folks not hearing. Explain bullet. Yeah, they're not. It's like they don't want to. It's like they got blinders over their eyes. It's like, okay, yeah, she's a liar. She's a cheater. She's a tax evader. Explain the bullet. This is from Queen Candy says, someone pew-pewed, but who and why? Was there a struggle for the burner? That's a good name for it. The burner. Yeah. Was there a struggle? This is literal delusion. It literally is. Jared. Yes, it is. It's so common. And it's just like, I'm like, This is from Mo EC says, No Jumper just published their thread on Twitter. They asked Kelsey if Tory paid her lawyer. She said, I don't know. She don't know how her lawyers get paid. Maybe she was being facetious about it, but she should know how her lawyers are paid. Her lawyers know how her lawyers are paid. And Kelsey ain't got no money. She shouldn't have more than one lawyer. She got more than one lawyer. Somebody paying them. And it definitely ain't Kelsey. This is from Watkins. Says, I hate that Kelsey switched up on her former BFF for Tory half pint self. Me too. They were. T swag facts. Yes, they were. If you don't like that answer, you're going to have to take that up with the medical examiner who took them out of her foot. Okay, that comment, take that to the Los Angeles County emergency room, not us. If you don't like it, go ask them for the fragments. Hell, go ask the prosecutor. He's probably got them in a evidence bag. That statement is not for us. It is for the medical examiner who took it out of, or the doctor who took it out of her foot. This from Rumorville says, nobody questioned Tory putting hands on August, but Megan accused him and she's a liar. It's wild. Wild. This from Totally Anonymous says, I think the shooting was an accident as a result of the tussle. Tory, Kelsey were probably the ones holding it, but didn't mean for it to go off. Hence the reason for the shocked looks. I can believe that, because the way Tory and Kelsey are protecting each other, I can totally believe that. They look like they are protecting one another. They do. And I'm telling you, in a couple of months, even a year or two, you're going to see who paid Kelsey's attorneys. You're going to see Kelsey riding high on a hog. If Tory Lane, if Megan Thee Stallion does not secure a conviction in this case, if she does not, I'm telling you, y'all, mark my words, her career is over. It is over. It's over. This from Quima says, right, it's Megan the liar. Explain the bullet. She didn't step on it. She did not step on. This is from Chemo, back at it again, says, I care about domestic violence, but cases need to be proven in court. People cannot just tell stories. Okay, so explain the bullet. You're talking, and yet you have yet to put together a synopsis on that bullet. So until you do, we're not going to be reading any more of your responses so we get that synopsis, because you support domestic violence against women. This is from Ashley Levy says, do y'all think whoever fired the burner maybe didn't mean to for her to get pew-pewed? That's what I think. I think it was a tussle for it. I've always believed that. In my head, I always believed that there was a tussle for it. And I think because everybody was incredibly, white girl wasted, if you will, I think that's why everybody's memories about what occurred is the most hazy. You understand what I mean? It's hazy. Even though trauma will knock you clean sober, I think everyone's memories of it is hazy. But I think there was a tussle. And in my head, and I hate to say this, but I think the tussle was between Megan and Kelsey. I don't think, and then maybe Tory was trying to break it up. That's what I think. That's what my hypothesis is. It's not a fact. It's just what I believe. I think the tussle was between Megan and Kelsey with the burner. And I think that Tory was trying to break it up. And I think that's when it went off. That's why everybody looked shocked. That's why he and Kelsey had the GSR on their hands. And not their hands, but on them. Like, he had it on his hands, but I think that's where everybody had GSR all over them. Let's just say that. That's my belief. That's just my belief. I mean, you don't have to believe me, but that's just what I think. This from Cherie. What's up? Says, people can say she's lying till they're blue in the face, but explain the bullet, please. They won't, honey. They won't, because they can't. This from Brianna says, the clip was empty, so ain't no way. It depends on the burner. Was it an automatic, right? When you can squeeze the trigger and it just goes off? I don't know. I don't know what kind of burner it was, to be honest with you. I don't know. But every burner has different settings, and I wonder if it had that setting, right? That when you can, I've gone to a range before, and there are some that you just squeeze the trigger and it just, so I don't know. If that's the case, it's crazy. This from ABS says, But if it's an accident, why was the clip empty? Why was there only 5 bullets in the clip? Most clips hold 12 to 13 bullets, so I'm confused. Where's the rest? Where's the rest? No one thought about that? Where was the rest? How little was that clip? I mean, I just want to know. This is from Celeb News and Info. Hello with a black screen. Oh, it's a black screen. It says maybe the reason Megan didn't mention Kelsey in her fight is the same reason she invoked her Fifth Amendment rights when asked Tory's motive for the pew-pewing. Could be. That's a good synopsis. Actually, that could be. But they didn't ask Kelsey his motives. They asked Kelsey if he threatened her and if she saw him pew Megan. She invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. They never asked her his motive because they wouldn't know his motive. They could ask her, did he talk about why he did it? But they can't say, oh, what's his motive? It's the prosecutor's job to put together the motive. But yeah, no, this is a good synopsis. This from Larry Smith says, I agree with your tussle analysis. The jury will not convict Tory if the defense can poke holes in Megan's story. You guys, he's going to get acquitted. It's just the prosecution better have some darn good evidence in the next, because this trial is only 5 to 7 days. They better have some darn good evidence tomorrow. Okay? They're going to better have some darn good evidence because this ain't it. Kelsey then blew a hole wide open in the prosecutor's case. So they better come with something, because when the defense cross-examines her, they're going to ask her, did she pew Megan? And she's going to invoke her Fifth Amendment, or she's going to say no. But she's already casted enough doubt in the jury. They're like, so you didn't see her? You was there. You didn't see nothing? She's casted enough. I think Kelsey's testimony is the worst because she's casted a ton of doubt in the jury. And when the defense gets to her, they get to her after lunch tomorrow, 1:45 Pacific Standard Time, which is 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. The defense gonna eat her alive. They gonna eat her alive. This is from Everything. Ebony says, I can't wait to see what tomorrow. Child, I'm losing sleep trying to keep up with this case. Like, I mean, I'm pumping out 5 videos a day on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube. I'm like burnt out. We're supposed to be interviewing. We were supposed to be having a discussion with a law attorney today, but I had to push it back to next week until this case is over. I told him, I said, we're supposed to be discussing Shanquella Robinson's case today. And his legal analysis of the entire case. But we couldn't even get to that today because this tea is hot. Okay. This from Latoya says, they haven't produced any evidence. The trial is simply shade room comments so far. They will. It's only day 3. Okay. It's only day 3. The prosecution, again, I'm going to say it like I said yesterday, and like I said on day 1, you guys, they do not ask for indictments in front of a grand jury without physical evidence, okay, or at least witness testimony. They didn't just get it out of the clear blue sky, okay? They have physical evidence. They got to get through the witnesses first, okay? Stephanie, check your Twitter. For what? This from Ditch Doctor says, mine holds 10 and 1 in the chamber. That's what I'm saying. Oh, because they're going to bring that up, Amber. The defense going to bring that up. They're going to bring up that gunpowder residue. They're going to bring it up. They're going to bring it up. They're going to bring it up. It's not. There is no media allowed in the courtroom. They have court reporters, but they are only able to tweet once lunch breaks out. They take hand notes, and then they transcribe it through tweets. But that's it. So no, there's no camera, there's no audio, and there's no video. So there's nothing. It's just the word of the court reporters who we trust because they have no reason to lie. This is from King's Queen says, how can Kelsey legally do that if she was granted immunity? She can. Everyone has the right to invoke their Fifth Amendment rights, you guys. Even if you were on the witness stand and you didn't have immunity and the prosecutor asked you something, you can invoke your Fifth Amendment rights. You're like, I just plead the Fifth on this question. It's your right. It's right. You have a right to protect yourself against self-incrimination. Although I have a degree in political science, I don't know how the Fifth Amendment's written, worded properly, but you have the right to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to self-incrimination. You do not have to incriminate yourself anywhere in front of any individual who works for a government at all. That's from police to prosecutors to judges to anyone who holds a position in power in public office and they ask you questions, you can invoke your Fifth Amendment right. You have the right to remain silent, right? Those are your Miranda rights, right? In the case of being arrested. But when it comes to trial, they're called your Fifth Amendment right. You don't got to say nothing. I still don't know why y'all keep talking to cops. The Constitution gave that right to you. Just don't say nothing. You ever get pulled over, don't ask anything. Just let them pull you over. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions. Don't answer them. Give them your photo ID and give them your insurance and just shut up. That's it. Just be quiet. Just don't say nothing. It's going to irritate them. Oh, well, but you're protecting yourself. So just don't say nothing. Just look at them, hand them what you need to hand them, and just be like, I'm just remaining silent. That's it. That's all you got to say. I'm just remaining silent. Hell, even the Constitution knows just shut up. Child, the Constitution said, look, we giving you the right to shut up. Shut up. Okay. This is from Renetta says, don't get caught in a lie. Plead the Fifth. That's right. Plead the Fifth, honey. Plead it. You said it was a revolver, maybe. Could be, because they have 6 in the chamber, right? We'll see that when the evidence comes out. We will get to see that when that comes out. This from Shay. Shay says, Chief, have you heard about the bullet fragment being lost? And if so, how damaging is that to the case? I don't think it was lost. I never heard that. And even if the prosecutor believed that it was lost, they still have forensic evidence, right? When Megan went to the hospital, they still have the photo evidence from the hospital. So even if they don't have the physical fragment, they still have evidence that it was a bullet, right? Even when they do an x-ray, you can see it. So they don't actually need, it'd be nice to have the actual fragment, but if they have enough forensic evidence that says, we did an x-ray, it popped up, it looked like a piece of lead, because that's what it is. It looked like a piece of lead. The 6 doctors and 2 nurses said it was definitely a bullet fragment, and they take ownership of losing it. And we also have physical picture evidence of when they took a picture of her foot that looked like a fragment. We have enough expert witnesses to say, based off this evidence, that was a bullet fragment. So that's all they have to go on. You don't actually need the physical evidence. If you have enough supporting evidence to that evidence being missing, right? So if you have a picture of the pew, right, at the crime scene, but you lost it in the evidence closet, it doesn't matter. You have a picture of it. You have a picture, you have literal picture of it. That's it. That's all you need. Now it's nice to have it so you can test it, test the bullets against it, do all those ballistic testing. But if you don't have it, but your forensic analyst who went out to the scene took 28,000 pictures, it's reasonable to say that gun exists. Does that make sense? Okay. I hope I explained that well. This is from Lakeisha, that's my cousin's name, says, isn't it safe to say that Kelsey wasn't the burner? If she was granted immunity, and they said they didn't plan to charge her with anything. Well, Kelsey worked that deal out with the prosecutors, right? So prosecutors are like, she's probably reluctant and scared. Give her used immunity, which means that whatever she says on the stand, we won't charge her with. But it's not transactional immunity. Now, transactional immunity means that it's overall. She can't be charged with nothing. She only got used immunity, which means that whatever she says on the stand cannot be used against her to find evidence to charge her later. Okay, that's all used immunity. Am I saying that correctly? Yes, that's all that is. She didn't get transactional immunity, right? So they could potentially charge her with shooting Megan. They still could. So she didn't want to say anything that just wasn't gonna. Because you can't believe prosecutors. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they say, oh, we're not going to charge you. Please. They did it to Bill Cosby, right? Bill Cosby got out on a technicality because he had used immunity. They said that they were not going to charge him with a crime if he just admitted to them what happened. He admitted it. They charged him. So he got out on a technicality. That's why Bill Cosby's out. He got out on a technicality. Okay. So I'm with Kelsey. I'm not going to say nothing. I don't care. Oh, they said they're not going to charge. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. Listen, I love all people, but I ain't going to believe no prosecutor. Man, come on, man. She going to set herself up for the okie doke. It's that simple. You setting yourself up for the okie doke. If they could do it to Bill Cosby, who's Kelsey? Girl, they could do it to you too. They could do it to you too. They could do it to her too. So I'm not, please. I don't care. I don't care if, even though this court reporter here, Megan, the court reporter here for Law and Crime says they said they weren't going to charge her with nothing. Excuse me, little white lady. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't. Ain't nobody safe. So I'm with Kelsey on that. I think Kelsey and I think either Kelsey was a pew-pewer or Tory was, or there was a tussle for it, but one of them did it. And Kelsey better invoke her Fifth Amendment rights. I don't care what nobody say. The only person Kelsey should be listening to is not a court reporter or the prosecutor. The only person Kelsey should be listening to save her own behind is her attorney. Her attorney said, invoke it. Invoke it. That's all you got to do. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care if that looks seedy or not. She still, listen. At the end of the day, the only person Kelsey should be listening to is her attorney. If her attorney told her, you need to invoke your Fifth Amendment for almost every question, and she invokes it, can't nobody get mad at Kelsey. I'm not mad at her. I find it annoying because you're supposed to be Megan's friend. But when you're out here invoking your Fifth Amendment because your attorney told you to, I got enough reason to believe that you might be in on something. And so Kelsey's not going to be able to get out the speculation. She might be able to weasel her way out of jail, but she's not going to get out of the speculation from the internet who thinks that there was reasonable evidence that she was involved in this. And she's just going to have to pick her poison. You either care what the internet says or you care about heading up to Rikers Island. It's up to you. Okay. And she chose to not care what we had to say. Okay. She's like, look, I'm not trying to go sit in jail. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can call me. Y'all can say I did something. Whoopty whoop. Blase skip. Ba-dum. I don't care. I'm not going to jail. And she got every right to not go to jail. Okay. It's just that simple. So I know that she's not supposed to be like, oh, it looks sus. It looks sus that she pleading the Fifth. Okay. It's either that or jail. So she better plead the Fifth. Period. Point blank period, whether we like her or not. You said, did Megan testify? Yes, she did. She testified yesterday. This is from Renetta, says, still get it in writing in case you need to go back if you get lied to by the DA. What, immunity? Kelsey has an attorney, honey. They already discussed that with the judge before Kelsey sat down in the witness box. She got used, I think that's the term, used immunity. And every time the prosecutor asked her a question, Kelsey got off of the stand, convened with her attorneys, got back on the stand, and said, I plead the Fifth. So when she was confused about, it's all here. When she was confused about questions, she just kept getting off the stand. Like, I need to talk to my attorney. Her attorney said, plead the Fifth. She pled the Fifth. The prosecutor came back to her with more questions. She pled the Fifth. More questions. She pled the Fifth. More questions. She pled the Fifth. Okay. So you got to do what you got to do. Plead the Fifth. What's the Fifth? It's the Fifth. I got braces. It's the Fifth. It's the FIF. This is from Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, if he walks on this case, it's only a matter of time when other charges will follow. Those was used. Whose gun was used? It was his. It was his. At least that's what they said. But I don't know who it's registered to, but that's what they say. This from Lakeisha says, says her testimony proved that Tory had the burner and the prosecutors don't want that. You mean the defense attorneys don't want that? The prosecutors do want that. She's not on trial. Tory is. This from YNV says, also plead the Fifth to avoid a future civil lawsuit. Avoid anything at that point, right? Is it Megan just posted again? Oh, she posted on Twitter? We can go to Megan's Twitter. I guess we can wrap up the show with Megan Thee Stallion's Twitter. Tina Snow. Is she on Twitter? No, she's not on Twitter. She didn't post anything here. So that's Tina, and she didn't post anything there. But yeah, you guys. So we don't know what tomorrow's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be a hectic day in court for Kelsey. The prosecutors are gonna be doing something to to get her to open up her chompers. I don't know what they're gonna do, but all I know is that Kelsey is not safe from the prosecution. She is not safe from the prosecution, and she's definitely not safe from the defense. She really isn't. She is not safe from the defense. Okay. Um, oh, you said not Megan Stanley, the court reporter. Oh, the court reporter posted. Okay, we can go back and see what else she posted. Just refresh. I think I'm in the right thread. She said, what did she say? Oh, she continued. She said, the prosecutor, hold on, I'll blow the screen up. Hold on one second. She said the prosecutor for pressed by the prosecutor for details about Tory, Kelsey testified that he mentioned $1 million. I guess it was just about the case, Kelsey testified. The prosecutor said, he offered you $1 million to keep quiet about the pew-pewing? Kelsey said, that's not the exact wording. Oh. What's that mean? That's not the exact wording. What's that mean? That's not the exact wording. So what did he offer you? She gonna get drop kicked. Girl, did he offer you some bread? Let me reread that. She said, pressed by the prosecutor for details about what Tory said, Kelsey testified, he mentioned $1 million. I guess it was just about the case, Kelsey testified. The prosecutor said, he offered you $1 million to keep quiet about the pew-pewing? Kelsey replied, that's not the exact wording. Here, I'll put it in the chat. What does that mean? What? I don't know what that means. So he did offer it or he didn't offer it? My goodness, Kelsey. Yes. What? You said how do you know she's lying? How do I know who's lying? Kelsey? This from Brown Delight says it means he offered her money to lie for him, but he didn't word it the way that the prosecutor said it, right? That because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like Kelsey's playing semantics and she should be drop kicked for playing semantics with somebody's life. Right? She wasn't lying. She was just saying, well, that's not how he said it. So how did he say it? That's what the next question the prosecutor should ask. Okay, how did he say it? He didn't outright just be like, then that means that if it wasn't money he offered her, then he offered her something else, right? Like a record deal that's worth $1 million. A brand deal that's worth $1 million. You understand what I mean? Like that's what I feel like she's playing semantics. Like he didn't just come out right and give me $1 million, but he did say he would give me a brand deal that's worth $1 million. So technically, he didn't say, "Would you lie for me for $1 million?" Come on, Kelsey, stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Okay. It's more. I'm getting there, y'all. Hold on one second. Oh, you got to refresh it because she nope, there isn't more. I don't know why people keep saying there's more. It's just this. This is it. I can go back to her page, you guys, but there ain't more. This is the last tweet from her. And here, and there's nothing here but just comments. These are just people commenting below, but there's nothing else. Sorry, you guys. You said, child, this is too much. This is too merch. This is too merch. Okay. This is too merch. I can't to go all the way down. I know how Twitter works, you guys. I'm going to show you. There's nothing here. Like there's no going all the way down. There's nothing here, you guys. Look, I know I'm familiar with the Twitter streets. Okay. We'll refresh the page. This is the last tweet from her. Okay. This is a pinned tweet and this is her profile. Okay. She then gained 3,000 followers just like that. There are no other tweets. It's just this. You click on this tweet. If it's part of a thread, you will see the rest of the thread. There is nothing. Okay. I'm showing you guys. There ain't nothing. She ain't said nothing yet. This is the last tweet. And it was, I think 6:32. So about an hour, 45 minutes ago. Okay. This is the last tweet. Okay, you guys. Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else. Click on the thread. Y'all get on my y'all get on my nerves. Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all be it's above that tweet. I read that already, you guys. I read that. This is what's above this tweet. Here, I retweeted it. I'm gonna read it again. Okay. Oh, here. You wanted me to read this. I'll read this. It says, prosecutors followed by asking Kelsey who else Tory Lanez wanted to bribe. That's when Kelsey says, I wouldn't say bribe. Kelsey said, Tory, it wasn't about not saying anything. No. But then she added, but it was mentioned. Pressed by the prosecutors for details about what Tory said, Kelsey testified and mentioned the $1 million. Says, I guess it was just about the case, Kelsey testified. The prosecutor says, he offered you $1 million to keep quiet about the pew-pewing? Kelsey said, that's not the exact wording, you guys. I'm not going to keep repeating this. Okay? I'm not going to keep reading this. Go to I'm ignoring you. Okay, I'm ignoring you because now I think you're just trolling me. Beam afraid. It's from Jacqueline. Says he was aggressive in the offer with no options. Could be. I don't know. All I know is that tomorrow we'll be back with Kelsey. She's going to get grilled again because the prosecution's not done with her yet. And when the defense kicks in, honey, we might have to live stream the tweets. I think I want to go live tomorrow. And I'm going to go live early and we're just going to sit here in the live stream and just keep refreshing the tweets because it's a lot easier to do that than doing this, or depending on how it goes. Because Megan here, she does tweet later in the evening. She's not as quickly as, what's his name? She's not as fast as James from the Los Angeles Times. He's pretty fast. Like as soon as he gets out for lunch, the first thing he does is do a 15 to 20 part Twitter thread. Like he's on it. He's like, she waits till the afternoon till she gets home. She's just like she's an old lady or something. So she waits till she gets home to read her Twitter, to start her Twitter thread. And that's when all the details come out. But she's very good at note taking. So that's kind of the caveat to Megan, the reporter. She's right here, the reporter. She's really good at note taking and she's really good at getting to the specificity and the details. That's why people kind of lean onto her. And when I started reading her tweets, you guys, she only had probably like 3,000 followers, but then, and her tweets had like 1 or 2 likes. So I started like reading her tweets out loud. I was like, oh snap. I think she getting broke off by me doing coverage over her, but I like her method. I like that she takes notes that are detailed. And I only thing I hate is that she waits till the later on in the evening, right? 7:00 at night. She waits till later on in the evening to get us the good juicy thread. She is like an old lady. She is, because she said it in her thing. She's like, I don't know who these people are. And she's right. She don't know who he is. But most of the court reporters who are in there, they know who Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez are. She's like, I don't know. I just got sent out on this job. And apparently it's like super popular. You know what I mean? Like she eating. On Twitter, Megan eating on Twitter. Oh, she eating. Because listen, she eating. When I started following her on this case, you guys, she had about 8,000 followers. So she's doubled up in followers just because of her court reporting. She seems like a nice lady. She looks boring. She seems like she would be nice to eat lunch with. Okay. She seems like a nice lady to eat lunch with, but this is who I use as my court reporter. I know the Shade Room uses another woman by the name of, is it Karen Cullins? Karen Cullen? I think it's Karen Cullins is who the Shade Room uses. I don't use her. She only does like 1 or 2 tweets a day. And then I use Jamie as well. He's really good. Okay, you guys, but that's all I got for you today. Tomorrow, be prepared for court with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Court starts at 1:45, so I'm going to do my best to get on coverage. We might be able to start early, but I know y'all be at work, so I'd rather just kind of come into the evening. So we'll be back tomorrow. The Shade Room's toxic. Ciao. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here at the Nosy Bystanders Live for live coverage of day 4 of the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, or the People versus Tory Lanez, okay? And up next, Kelsey again in the witness box. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'm your host. That hurt. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. We'll be back tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.